The United States would like to begin it by requesting a loan numbered $70 billion to be taken from China. Several municipal governments lack its funding to repair roadways and crossing of rivers.
President Evans, my country has already said, without in mind, that loans will no longer be shared to the United States until some of the debt has been returned. Request denied.
It further concluded, be it we could have a loan as an exception to this sudden ruling, the roads in many states are crumbling beyond usage. We can provide aid in forms other than wage, medical, or food imports.
Doth thee realize that thy debt is now numbered among 20 trillion US dollars? Our leadership has spoken on the matter, and any questioning longer will be ignored.
One cannot simply deny such important requests on very little notice at all. The United Nations would then be slain of intention. The necessity of a country in itself is questioned for aid. I prithee, be diplomatic.
My thought resides in the thinking brought forth by Delegate Evans. Trent has eluded my people for many nights and tried reservoir tower over our village. Thou hast the tech to rep more water from field of little. Water molecule duplication, how dost thee not share?
No obligation is placed upon mine shoulders to give up this jewel in which we have taken the time to research and mine and polish.
Partially true, madam. Thou art not bound by necessity to aid in the form of wages to other nations. This technology does not all by nature at all mayhap solve the freshwater dilemma. France deems it to be crossing international law to withhold this.
You know, so you don't maintain the burden nor responsibilities to state international law. Interference from other delegates other than Saudi Arabia isn't thine job.
President Xi, thou hast thy place. Thy claims are preposterous. Thou hast no place to keep these gizmos away from Saudi Arabia.
It is not my country's responsibility to aid those who are in need of my land's wages and technologies. I conclude, problems of said drought I has yet to be informed about.
Actually, Saudi Arabia had deliberately requested we share this technology with those folk. Being part of the UN includeth commitment to helping those in need.
When Saudi Arabia obviously needs more, 'tis unfair and unnecessary for thee to monopolize on this costly technology for infinite water resources.
I see this as an act of rebellion of UN law. Am I correct? The technology remains to its maker. What say my people needeth water too?
China, thou good fire. Thou hast plenty of water for thy millions of people.
See it as they wish, but we must face the facts. They are being unreasonable. Saudi Arabia is in desperate need of water.
I fear to say that war seems inevitable now in such desperate moments if China is unwilling to give us the technology to help my country's persons.
China is not international caretaker. We do not have to make it sure everyone has something to drink.
Doth thou realize we can hear thee, President Jew?
Attention, we are going to shoot.
Enough!
Do you see what thou have done? China will take it this too far. We have not the power to fuel more conflict.
For all involved, war would be best. Population issues will be resolved for many countries.
May I just say that us Germans are so set upon the thought that North Korea should not be permitted to have a functioning and immense military due to those folks still being an unstable country?
Miss Ackerman, please.
This meeting hath concluded, I assume.
I believe that to be a correct assumption. Until next time, delegates, this damp squib of a meeting has to be active.
And so 'tis the rickety foundation for the hard house that will clatter and fall to the earth in World War III. I suspect China has employed America to work for their army, to pay for the wages of debt past. France and Saudi Arabia are joined by an alliance aged many years. Italy will no place to be had upon the side of the Chinese Americans. Decided to join the Chinese Americans instead of the Saudis, with the promise of American soil as homage to their population. Seeking the path to keep their homeland unscathed by the tide of war, North Korea still joins China in battle. Under the unknown of night, North Korea still dreams of the shining dawn when America would be stricken from their mighty pedestal. Germany found out about their plan and smolders like angry coals at this reception.
I lie in the shadow, mind body quaking with fear of what is to come. There is no stopping conflict now. Worst of all, I believe it's residing above the storm. By confessing to President Xi about Saudi Arabia's plans, the storm hath such gathered. Now, with enough stamina, 'tis only a matter of days before it breathes death upon our shores. 'Tis not just any thunderstorm, it is the end-all, be-all.
Why isn't it working? We have tried 100 times over. We have seen the fruit of success, only now its sweet gust has evaded mine. 'Tis similar to a divine dream seen but once. Parts of it flit through our nightmares, never to return truly for good. I fear that this business of duplication may bring more unnecessary trouble. We have already spread talk of our success to the other countries, but what will they do when they realize that we haven't what they so need? They will strip us of our honor, our reputation. Along with that, our research will all be for naught. If they only knew that we have nothing to help their parched, despairing people. Nothing. Yet, if we may beguile them that we are indeed in possession of the tech we've claimed to have, then it might purchase the time necessary to complete and succeed at the water duplication process. Yes, this might just prove to mirror the picture of success.
Alas, the reservoirs are all but empty. There is barely left enough to last the 12th month. We have not numbers nor space on the clock enough for a desalination plant, nor have we the resources to import water from friendly countries. We will soon run out of water as well, if we cannot water it. My people will die in mass. Already, starvation and dehydration have claimed countless Saudi Arabian lives. Our army will be weak against the tides of opposition. We will be but a blade of grass, helpless to their masses. But aside, the French, they must just hold out long enough for us to snatch technology that will bring us back from depths of despair. It is not the fault of China's that we must resort to the sticky business of death. If China had but shared their gizmos, we needn't deceive them. They are the only ones allowing my people to suffer in a world where there is near enough. Not enough to eat, not enough to drink, not enough time.
Behold, the time is upon us for mine country of small size, from barrier to shiny barrier, to ascend from thine patient slumber, to ascend the peace that sucked the life from the eyes. The time is upon us for mine people to prove their devotion to their ancestors, to their families, to their country. It has come moment by clock to strike with the speed of lightning and the precision of the hawk that watches from above, about to strike the skittering shrew. It has come time to strike your foe of the old, America, and whoever stands beside her. Democracy will burn along with their precious home front. North Korea shall reign thine superior, and as the divines intended since its make. It has come time for you, young soldiers, to step forth bathed in honor and glory, to pay your debt to your mighty country. Prep the atomic missiles, and on the morrow, we shall set ablaze the homelands of our opponents, to weaken them into the crushing hold of grasping, caking grasp of submission. Then the men of thine country will valiantly cut through the ranks as if it were jam. Off to war.
Well, I'll be damned. Why? What is the purpose of this deception? What has happened to the days of the old? Warfare was once fought with honor, not with self. 'Twas the country with the best guns and the most men who emerged triumphant. This talk of obliterating the country before they can even raise their fists is the talk of cowards. Why, there is no glory in that. I have no choice but to enter this conflict, not if I hold any morals to my country's name. After all, a third time's the charm, is it not?
Oh, the coffers are empty and there's no hope to rally the populace to war. The government is broke. We haven't the currency nor power over its own. Without money, we have no use. We can't fix our roads nor protect our people. Once a country that was the model of independence and democracy, we are now the slave of countries with more to their name. We need the money, but it's too dangerous to enter yet more conflict. The bloodshed would be too great. Our people have grown weary of war and haven't found their will to fight. It is more than the years of blood and the mountains of bodies have quenched the people's hunger for war. It is more than stated their appetite. No longer the dessert of victory sweet enough, nor the thirst for change dry enough. We are faced between a rock and a hard place. The important questions must be asked. How far are we willing to go to regain our former glory? In a world of sacrifice, where will we turn?
Saudi Arabia complains of its people dying, of time without drink. If they having townsfolk numbering too few is a dilemma, if only they knew having too many. These people are a resemblance to the locusts, filling their maws like unfilled mine coffers, breed like jumping pests that occupy mine garden. The soft, If we had space more than we do of the now, the problem would be put to rest. We certainly have an army of enough expanse to overwhelm them, and we shall take their land, placing Britain the rightful ruler. Lo, except this time, they wholeheartedly adore their homeland. So unlike ungrateful Lady America, to claim land, I set for war.
Why would China do this to Saudi Arabia? Aboard actions they have taken are that of a bystander, sitting nigh and doing naught. 'Tis the action of a wily coward, to gaze as the people clutch and scratch at their necks, praying for rain, to sate their thirst. The burning only increases as the desert among them grows. 'Tis a story of Tantalus, the bombing cure just out of reach, in the hands of another. Is nigh as bad as they slit their dark throats themselves. I bet the entails of my pocket, euros and all, that 'twas all a plan from the depth of their mind. Weaken their battle lion to keep every drop for themselves. That is why we must march to war, to pursue a just end for those scoundrels. Anon, they will belong to the morgue.
Woe is them, woe is me, woe is us. The thundering voice of anger resounds across the divots yet to be blood-boltered. The winds of chains are whipping across the plains to be strewn with mingled intentions thrown hither and thither. Tensions crackle, ready to bite and snarl across the blue spaces like lightning that sets us all ablaze. 'Tis no summer rainstorm. 'Tis the thundercloud that devours all it touches. 'Tis the war of the people, and the people will pay the ultimate price.
A path around Germany we must take. A path around Germany we must take to lead us to the destiny of smiting America. Mine eyes gaze upon this as mine only solution. Germany must collect dust. Guten Tag, Germany.
Why did I have to stick my nose into this war? So avoidable, yet so much damage. Last long we didn't. Upwards up, the devil's number of nuclear explosives have fallen upon our city. We shan't be recovered. To stop us is radiation.
I guess that makes us 0-3 then, doesn't it?
Yes, I wish a full-fledged invasion of French planes. Set forth 7,000 men, women of our country, 10,000 soldiers from the expanse of President Evans' lands. Overwhelmed their coastal bee, swarmed with the bees of America's navy. Air forces will prioritize inner citadel bombing. What hath come on the morrow will leave France to the ravages of time. Within a fortnight, no more of their ditch-born people will walk the ground. Few are left upon this conflict, so the attack has to be launched before the clock hand gets dizzy. Now!
Our intent was untitled of the devil. We had tried only to aid. We asked not of this. China's mantle should hold the fault of this bloody mess, not my defense to civilians. Saudi Arabia and China held the conflict in their hands, not anyone else. No one else. Curse them all.
We have not the resources to continue. Already, the losses are grave. We withdrawn from the war now would be a decision of better worth. Our cities are already overrun. I'm afraid the time hath come to give up. I thank thee for thy support.
Ah!
Miss Fire, going back to homeland. The Chinese-American army traveled sea to sea to eradicate Saudi Arabia and North Korea. Atomic bombs bit holes in every country. Last words rang out the plains, and the air shall incarcerate with radiation. There was no winner. The dead lay in piles.